ستوريز من وطن الكرامة.
Hello, welcome to Watan al-Karama News Channel. It is 9 p.m. our time for top stories, and we start with latest developments in Libya. Parliament sources said that the meeting that was scheduled to be held today to discuss the steps to be taken by Parliament after the rejection of the Government of International Trustship was postponed. Parliament member Isa al-Arabi stated that the session has been postponed due to lack of consensus among Parliament members on the four proposals that have been put forward earlier. He added most of Parliament members insist on the need for a written guarantee not to harm the military and its leaders, as well as obtaining a full representation in the Presidential Council. Parliament member in Tarhuna Abu Bakr Ahmed Said said that there is a consensus on the proposed expansion of the Presidential Council, consisting of a chairman and 5 deputies and 3 ministers of state and equal representations. Said's remark came on the sidelines of the meeting convened by the Parliament on the resolution expected on the expansion of the Presidential Council and the lack of consensus on the proposed names, postponed taking a decision to the next session. Parliament member in Sabha, Musbah Hadoma, said that the appointment of a new UN envoy to Libya prolonged Libyan political crisis and demonstrates the inability of the international community to resolve the Libyan crisis. Doma noted that the major countries are not serious on helping Libya, which faces danger of extremism, which is the main cause of the situation in the country. He added that this came as a result of conflicts of interests of the major powers in Libya, which is regarded as an obstacle in resolving the crisis. He also urged Libyans not to depend on solutions introduced by these countries. Moreover, the Parliament member called for the need to constantly work towards social reconciliation. EU Foreign Policy Chief Federica Mogherini said that the formation of a unity government in Libya is one of current stage priorities. Mogherini added during a press conference with Arab League Secretary General Nabil al-Arabi in Cairo that the European Union is ready to support Libya during the next phase. Moreover, she stressed that the international community as a whole calls for reaching a Libyan government to resolve the crisis. For his part, al-Arabi said that the Arab League is working with all international parties to support the national unity government. The outgoing Congress warned the European Union of migrants' influx in Europe if the EU countries did not recognize the illegal government of Tripoli, which sees the city of Tripoli. In an interview published by the newspaper Telegraph, a media spokesman for the outgoing Congress, Gamal Zubiya, claimed that the expenses spent by the Congress to stop migrants across Tripoli amount to tens of millions each year. He also threatened that if Europe does not recognize the Congress, it will perform opposite policy and send migrants ports towards the European Union. Clashes broke out among armed militias in the hijacked capital Tripoli following the kidnapping of the planning minister of outgoing National Congress government. Sources said that the clashes took place between the militias of Zlatan city, home of Minister of Planning Ahmed Akader, who was kidnapped, and a militia called the Tripoli Brigade, which kidnapped the minister after accusing him of exploiting its name to terrorize staff in the ministry. The armed militia also accused the Minister of Planning to go beyond the law, exploit budget reference to the regulations and laws, and waste millions of dinars allocated by Ministry of Finance. And still in Libya, Al-Baraghisa tribe elders condemned the terrorist act carried out by terrorist Wissam bin Hamid targeting Colonel Mahdi al-Barghafi and field commander Salah al-Akouri. The tribe called on all tribes to lift the social cover to reveal those who are collaborating with the enemies of the country and the enemies of Al-Karama process. In the meantime, the tribe thanks to one of the elements, Battalion number 204, thanks Marwan Said for his efforts to thwart these criminal acts. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi said it could take months to establish the truth behind the Russian plane crash, though his country was cooperating with Russia to investigations. He also denied the claim of an Egyptian militant group affiliated with terrorist Daesh group that it brought down the plane in response to Russian airstrikes that killed hundreds of Muslims on the Syrian land. Russian Transport Minister Maxim Eskalov dismissed the claim, saying it cannot be considered accurate. In another development, the 26th World Travel Market opened its door in London under a cloud after a plane crashed in Egypt over the weekend. It was the same day the European Ministry of Tourism launched a campaign to promote tourism at home. The country's tourism minister was due to attend the launch in London, but his flight was cancelled due to weather conditions. Speaking instead was Nasser Kamel, Egypt's ambassador to the UK. He said Egypt has adopted a strategy of full transparency when it comes to this incident. We are working alongside Russian experts, French experts and German experts to determine the exact cause of the airplane, which we believe we will be able to establish beyond any doubt, because we have recovered the black books and of course in the process of inspecting the debris of the airplane. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov plans to meet UN Syrian envoy Stefan de Mistura tomorrow in Moscow. Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria was quoted as saying by Russian news agency today. She was quoted as saying by TASS news agency the main theme is the political process in Syria, the start of real dialogue between Damascus and opposition, and international peace talks in Vienna on Friday, where Russia was the leader player. Moscow said it wanted opposition groups to participate in future discussion on the Syrian crisis and exchanged a list of 38 names with Saudi Arabia. The list included mostly former and current members of the National Coalition for Senior Revolutionary and Opposition Forces, CNC, Syria's Western-backed political opposition bloc, comments and newspaper reported on Tuesday. Iraq voted to bar the government from passing important reforms without its approval in an effort to keep Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi amid discontent over his leadership style, lawmakers said today. The chamber acted after Abadi unilaterally enacted reforms in August that it deemed a violation of constitution, including his dismissal of the vice presidents and deputy prime ministers and cuts to salaries of government employees. Any rise in political tensions could undermine Baghdad's efforts to tackle an economic crisis and form a united front against terrorist Daesh group militants, posing the worst threat to Iraq since a U.S.-led invasion that toppled Saddam Hussein in 2003. My audience, that is the wrap-up of our top stories for today. For much more, you can check our website at www.watanalkarama.tv. Thanks very much for being with us. My greeting, Rانيا البليدى.